Welcome to the Field of Streams, where I, your host Janine McRae, bring you the tiny thoughts that stream from my brain and present them to you as though they're a miniature goat that fits in the palm of your hand, that loves and adores you and puts you above all others. And when random bits of grass or shrubbery or bracken from that blackberry bush you were just in, when that sort of random debris gets caught up on your jumper or sweater, this angel of the goat world nibbles them off without you even asking. Meh. Now, I really can't promise you much with these little menageries, but I can promise you this. I won't keep you long. A promise like that deserves a follow, don't you think? Tap that follow button. Every time you do, a writer does a cartwheel. Question. Have you ever been in the Mojave Desert in temperatures so cold that your MacBook Pro won't work? And the reason you're out in the desert in the first place is that you're doing this thing people who are self-employed sometimes do and running what is called a mobile office where you can work from anywhere if you have a Starlink. And if you can't get your MacBook Pro to work, you can't work. And if you can't work, you'll miss your deadline. And if you miss your deadline, you'll be letting the client down. And freelance is freelance. And if you don't get paid, you can't pay rent. And if you can't pay rent, you might end up living in this rooftop tent permanently. And so you sit on your freezing cold MacBook Pro to try warm it up like it's some kind of $2,000 egg or something. Yeah, well, that's what this post is inspired by and is also indirectly about. I wrote it a couple of winters ago when I was out amongst the Joshua trees and pretending like I was an outdoors woman, which as a farm girl I half am. But people who follow me on Instagram will notice when I post photos of my mobile office camping setup with the Starlink and the clamshell structures and my little carpets and stuff, it's getting a bit glampy. But that's off topic. This episode, featuring moi sitting on a laptop to warm it up in the Mojave Desert, poses the question, are we just like eggs? Do we need to get sat on for our ideas to hatch? That sounds really weird. You know, we should dig into it. So without any further stumbling about in the dunes, please allow me to read you today's episode, which is oh so cleverly titled, What the Cluck? I'm in a tent, in a sleeping bag, north face, rated down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's cold, but not 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm in a tent, in a sleeping bag, with 2 additional blankets on top of my legs. I'm also wearing a puffy hooded jacket, north face again, and a black beanie. I'm in the Mojave Desert, southern end, current temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm in a state of semi-panic. It is 8:30 a.m. That's not why I'm semi-panicked. About an hour ago, I stuck my icy-to-the-touch MacBook Pro under my legs to try and bring it up to operating temperature, which I have been told is above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I have some work to do. It's due on Monday, and my MacBook Pro doesn't like the cold. I know this because it has told me so by not working. Hence, the panic. The slight chill of a 13-inch Apple metallic grey seeps through the high-tech fluff of the North Face Cat's Meow sleeping bag rated down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I won't turn it on until it is well and truly warmed up. Cold starts are not always conducive to the best work anyway, right? Some things just work out that way. That's what I'm telling myself. Me, in the desert, the Mojave, surrounded by sand and rocks and cholla and the occasional Joshua tree, and look at me, sitting on a laptop trying to hatch this egg. Cluck. It's raining. Did I mention that? It rained all night and was heavy and melodic, and I don't care how waterproof you think your tent is, everything has its limits. I moved things away from the walls in the middle of the night, because as long as nothing's touching the wet canvas, no mattress, no clothes, no electronics, everything is fine. If you never touch the walls, you never have to face the reality of the outside. There's something in that for all of us. Clark. I sit on my lithium-infused egg and write in my moleskin notebook, in pen, black. I am old school. Or just old. I like it. I'm hatching something of my own. This notebook, with its off-white paper, black ink, and my barely legible scrawl, has already reached operating temperature. My hand is moving freely and words flow, but I'm doing that thing where I'm writing so fast the ends of the words are just sort of fading away. I'm flattening the ungs and the ings, and it's happening because I'm in the zone now. I have warmed up quickly from my cold start idle. My brain hatchery lamp produced a thing. Words now ooze from me like a Cadbury egg left in a hot car. Even bad analogies sometimes taste good. Warming up is good. Singers warm up, athletes warm up, dancers warm up, performers warm up. It's good for you. It loosens the muscles. It frees up the mind. It is the beginning step in bringing yourself to that creative juice boil I talked about last week. I'm warmed up now. The desert will warm up later. Even this tent will get its temperature rising. Clark, but not this MacBook. It seems you can't get a lithium battery to room temperature if your room is a rooftop tent on the back of a Toyota Tacoma in late December in the Mojave Desert. On a rainy day. Did I mention it was raining? Oh, cluck. The point of this story, if you're wondering where I'm going with it, is that sometimes no amount of warming up will help if the environment is vehemently and violently against you. Find a place or a time that's right for you to warm up in. Someplace you know sets your brain on fire. If it doesn't work, move. While the desert temps are vehemently against my MacBook Pro warming up, I'm still able to power up. Because even though it's cold, this situation meets my other hatching criteria. I am a morning writer. It's when my brain is most alive. It crackles with heat. This explains why I'm here in a sleeping bag in a tent with a notebook and a good old-fashioned pen, and my brain is doing the work of it, with a laptop under my legs. Warming up is a practice, part of the juice extraction process. If your mission is to be creative, it's simply part of your day. And there you have it, today's episode. A footnote to this one, because I did end up packing up all my gear and driving to a hotel so that I could get the work done. Sometimes you have to do stuff like that to be a professional, grown-up person type. Options. Always have options. Now, I hope you come back for more episodes, or if this is your first episode, go explore the back catalogue. These missives are designed to inspire creative folk to get out there and make something of their own. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the podcast so that you never miss one, and sign up to read my writing at janinemcrae.substack.com. But for now, I will leave you with this. Love what you love, and I'll see you out there making stuff.